Alright men, today we're talking about one of the creepiest people I've seen during my time on the internet, which is really saying a lot considering on this channel, we've kind of grown to see the absolute worst of humanity. So if this guy isn't taking the #1 spot, he's at least chilling in the top 3, because what he did was so disgusting and so degenerate, I have to make this video to get it through my head, because I can't believe this is a real situation. So about a month ago, a TikTok went really viral captioned, "Meet Larry, who just airdropped a whole flight photos of his pee-pee." Thankfully, I accepted it, saw who was sending it, and immediately started speaking up. In case you don't know, airdropping is where you can send photos from your iPhone to other nearby iPhones that also have the airdrop feature on. That's how he was able to send it to random people without having their phone number.
Saw who was sending it, and immediately started speaking up. Stay tuned for the police escort.
It's sexual harassment. It is failing. Disgusting. It is assault.
Okay, just right off the bat, this guy looks like the typical creep you'd expect to see in a situation like this. He looks like he goes to Build-A-Bear workshop every week just to giggle at all the little girls and make everyone on the planet uncomfortable. He looks like the creepy uncle that always wants you to play Naked Twister every time he's over. He looks like the type of guy to put all of his grandchildren in the dark basement, which he's nicknamed the dungeon, and challenge them to a game of Dirty Truth or Dare. What goes through your mind to make you think doing this is okay at all? If the girl behind the camera was the only recipient of the meat stick, then it would still be insanely messed up and insanely disgusting, but she wasn't. He sent this to like every device he could, and some of which were probably in the hands of children, because kids commonly use their parents' electronics to play games while they're bored on a flight. So who's to say some like 9-year-old child wasn't traumatized that day when his beef stick popped up on their screen? And you can blame the parents all you want for giving them a device with airdrop on, and yeah, I guess it is kind of their fault, but you can't expect people to just know they have to prepare for stuff like that. Oh, hold on, let me turn off airdrop just in case some weirdo named Larry happens to be on the flight and airdrops everyone a photo of his erect 1-inch wonder. Like, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Obviously, no one's gonna think of that, especially parents who are known for not being tech savvy in the slightest. I bring this up because I saw a lot of comments on the original TikTok, which is now gone, blaming the parents, but I think we're putting the blame in the wrong place. Let's focus on the fucking weirdos sending this stuff around and not the parents who didn't know any better. Along with that, what was the end goal here, Larry? What did you expect the outcome of this to be? Every adult woman on the plane lines up and is on their knees begging for Larry to sign their forehead because they found his pee-pee so fascinating and attractive? It's a dick, bro. It's not that special. No one wants to see it, especially when they're on a damn plane, and especially when you're the age you are. I'm surprised the thing even works, for one, and two, I'm surprised your ego is so big you think it's God's gift to this world and everyone needs to see it. It's like you're spreading the word of the gospel, except it's just your private 18+ photos that belong nowhere but the recently deleted album on your iPad. Okay, anyways, I've been going on too long. The person who recorded this video and made this situation go viral made his story time, like just adding some extra details, and it's funny, right? It makes the situation that much worse.
So I'm talking to this guy, we're just making friends, whatever. I'm fucking annoying on an airplane. And I say to him, "Oh my god, I just got an airdrop. Should I open it?" And he was like, "No, dumbass." And I was like, oh, now I'm super curious. And it said from Larry's iPad. And as I'm talking to him, I was like, I shouldn't do this, but I'm so curious. I see that the guy next to him, so across the aisle, has his iPad open with all of his, like, it has like airdrop on there. Like he was selecting airdrop people. And I was like, no way, I think it's this guy. And he was like, no fucking way. And so I accept it. And there it was. It was a picture of like a woman's face giving Larry head and like a little bit of pee-pee at the bottom.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to hear about today was an elderly man's bedroom activities. That aside, you're telling me this old, overweight, creepy motherfucker was receiving head maybe back in 1942 when he was in high school. Maybe the video was in black and white and that's why everyone's so creeped out. I just find it hard to believe any woman is crazy enough to give this man's dingaling the time of day. Maybe they heard the metamorphosis about Larry's meat that he shows to every plane he gets on, and they wanted to see it for themselves, get the exclusive package. Even then, I'm listening to this now, I want to stay away from it, bro. Ew.
And whatever. And so I was like, what the fuck? And I look over and I said, are you Larry? And he said, yes, I am. I was like, did you mean to send me this? And he said, yes, I did. And I said, are you sending it to everybody? And he said, yes, I am.
Why is he so open about the whole situation? Every time someone asks him, he just admits it openly, and that's what makes it disturbing. It's like he has some weird K-word for being embarrassed and being exposed to random people, including children. If this guy doesn't get locked up, at least for a life sentence, everyone on the planet, everything with a pulse, should be actively watching out for Larry. This man is relentless and will do anything to gratify himself.
So then flight attendant comes over. Hot dad and the two kids behind him are pissed. Hot dad's pissed. I think two kids are just like, what the fuck happened? But there's two kids sitting right behind him. So the flight attendant comes over. She leaves. Larry's just like sitting with himself. And this dude turns around and is like, get your shit together. And I was like, hey, gang, gang.
Damn right, gang, gang, represent.
So then we look at Larry's iPad. Been like 2 minutes and he's looking at the pictures again on his iPad. There's a child, like 7-ish maybe, right behind him, and a teenager right behind him, and he knows this.
Even if he wasn't sending them around, the fact he's just casually looking through 18 plus photos, his 18 plus photos out of all of them, when there's like a first grader right behind him, should be enough to put him on the no-fly list or require like 7 FBI agents to monitor him at all times when he's taking airborne transportation. People like this shouldn't be allowed to fly freely, because how do you get bricked up on a plane flight, Larry? Does a turbulence hit just a little bit funny and then next thing you know...
And I was like, Larry, get your shit together, stop. And then he said, oh, I'm sorry. And I switched his screens and he tries to go something that says explicit content not allowed. And I was like, Larry. So we do think he has like a, and like, he's totally gonna like think about it. It was me, I hate it. Played into it.
I just can't get over that, how he's so proud of the fact he sent this picture to everyone on the plane. Like, it's his proudest accomplishment. Larry, is this your dick on my phone? Did you mean to send this to me? Yes, ma'am, I did. What, you trying to line up, take a little seat on the meat? It's high demand, you know, spots are closing up. But you look extra pretty. You know, I'll give you some VIP access. I'll give you 5 extra minutes. Come on.
Anyways, so then we called the flight attendant. She was like, I'm not gonna take his iPad. And I was like, I sure woulda. And then we meet at the plane with lands, and Larry gets escorted off. And then there's like 8 of us, I think, that were like the people that had called the flight attendant. So we got escorted out. I had to meet with the FBI. Hi, Dan. And they took down our information and said that they're going to try to book him for the weekend.
In case you don't remember, Larry's excuse in the video for doing this was, quote, I'm just having a little bit of fun. No matter how boring the flight is, I don't see how sending your 8-bit digidick to the whole flight is fun, especially when you're going to be interrogated by the FBI immediately afterwards. I don't know about y'all, but I'd much rather stick out a boring flight where my legs are cramping because of the bad leg room than be interrogated by the FBI for 7 hours immediately after the entire cockpit, no pun intended, just saw a photo of my best friend, right? My BFF, my bestie. Not only would I be super embarrassed and want to shoot myself, but I'd also be on the S-offender registry, and every time I move into a new neighborhood, I'm legally obligated to go around and tell everyone that I am a offender and that they need to keep their kids away from me. Also, just thinking about it now, there probably was a way he could have gotten away with this. Not that I want him to, but like he could have easily changed the name of his iPad from Larry's iPad to like a random combination of letters and numbers, because it wouldn't say Larry's iPad. But because Larry here is a complete dumbass, he either didn't think of that or thought it made the situation sexier, and now he's probably in legal trouble because this whole incident. Can't say it's undeserved. This guy's a sicko. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all today. If you enjoyed and want to keep watching, click the video on the screen right now, and yeah, I'll see you there. Toodles.